Alright guys, now this little video is going to be all about finding the y-intercept. Remember, your y-intercept is the value of y when x is 0. So you might have a few different cases in which you're asked to find the y-intercept. So again, one of these is going to be if you have a table. I think I'll just use the same numbers that I did in the last video. I think this was a 6, 9, 8, and that's a 12. Okay, so what you're going to do is if the table includes a value of 0 for x, which you can see this one does, then your y-intercept is simply whatever that y value is when x is 0. In this case, when x is 0, y is also 0. So your y-intercept would be 0, 0. However, you might get some tables that look like this. Uh, 16, right? Okay. Where you don't have x with a value of 0. And here the smallest one that you have is where x is equal to 3. And that won't work. So what you're going to do is just like we did with the slope, you're going to find your change in your x and your y. So here I'm always increasing by 3. And here I'm always increasing by 4. And then you're going to work backwards. You can say, okay, if I start with what number do I add 3 and then get 3? And that would be 0. 0 plus 3 gets you that 3. I'm going to work backwards with the y as well. I kept adding 4, so I'm going to do something plus 4 gives me the 4 that I started with. That also happens to be 0. So in this case again, when x is 0, y is 0. So I would still have that same y-intercept of 0, 0. Okay? The other way you might be asked, oops, clear this, is again with a graph. Now this would actually be a lot easier. Let's say the graph was like this. And that's pretty crooked, isn't it? Alright, if it was like this, all you're doing, you're looking for the value of y when x is 0. 0 is right here, so on the y-axis it passes at 0, 1. So that would be our y-intercept for the graph.